Alright, here we are back again, and in today's video I will teach you how to make one of this very elastic and very flexible single crochet work in the back loop only. You should already know how to make one single crochet because that was one of my first videos, but if you're not sure, I will link it somewhere here. And so you might be thinking, if I already know how to make one single crochet, why should I learn how to make one single crochet work in the back loop only? And the reason it's because it gives you another texture. So single crochet, you already know, it's not very flexible stitch, but work in the back loop only gives you this kind of spring effect. So it's very flexible and it also has a different texture. I'll show you some examples of what you can make with single crochet worked in the back loop only. Basically, you can do like the brim or the spring of all your beanies or toques. So this one here,
as you can see, it gives you hairs everywhere.
As you can see, it gives you another texture in here. And yeah, so basically it's the elastic band of your toque or your beanie. So if I stretch it, it stretches a lot. And the thing is that it stretches, but it comes back to their natural shape or size, I will say. Yeah, it doesn't expand and lose the extension. No, it's like an elastic, like a spring. It will stretch but come back to the natural form. So as you can see here, this is the characteristic of working in the back loop only. So here's an example, and here's another example. Yeah, and I also think that this effect of ribs, like it's very like classic it's a classic texture of the handmade items. So I really like this one. Or yeah, so this is another work that I made, and for this one, this is a balaclava, and I made like the collar or the neck part made with this stitch. I will show you. For all the pieces where you want to have this kind of elastic band or elastic texture that gives like shape to your handmade pieces, working in the back loop only, it's a great tip that I can give to you. Because sometimes, for example, this one, like how will I adjust this fabric so it is stretchy and doesn't lose the shape, and it adjusts to the body, in this case to my neck or to my face. So this is it. And so one thing that I have to tell about the working in the back loop only is that you will normally work from like this, like the lines that you're going to work is going to be in horizontal. So keep this in mind, because for example, what I did is that I first worked like all the body of my hat, and then I came back at the end to work this spring or brim or how you call it, and then I worked like in horizontal, so I had to work like this way. So whenever I have my finished piece, I shift this texture. So you have to keep this in mind, right? So let's go. Here I have some swatches. This is single crochet, this is half double crochet, and this is double crochet. And if we look closely to all of them, you will see that they have two loops. Like this is one loop and this is another loop. This is the regular composition of every crochet stitch. Okay, and when we work like regular stitches, we always go through both of them like this, right? This is the double crochet. Now let's check the half double crochet. It's the same story here. So you have one loop and another loop. So it's very obvious here. And the same thing with this one, which is the single crochet. You see, here you have one and the other one. Okay, and we normally go through all of them to work our stitches, but now I'm gonna teach you this symbol, which means back loop only. So here it's my work in here. So I've only worked single crochets in here, so I'm gonna teach you what this symbol over here means, which is a back loop only. This back loop only is helpful for when you are working the brim of a beanie or a toque, because it is like a spring and it has a lot of flexibility. So I'm gonna teach you to do that. So here you have one loop and two loops, right, at the top of every stitch. So you're going to insert your hook in between the two loops and work one single crochet like this. So you're going to insert your hook in between the two loops like this, and then you're going to take this as your base where you're going to insert your hook and work your single crochet like this, right? And here you can see there is actually a relief between the stitches. So this is like regular, this is working regular single crochet, like going through both of the loops. And here you can see how you have this relief here from working on the back loop only. I'm gonna continue working on the back loop only, and I will see you at the end of this row. So I'm here at the end of this row, and as you can see, it's very notorious that I worked in the back loop only because we have this relief here from the front loop that I didn't work with. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn my work, and you can see here there's a different relief in here that it's like sink. You can see here another relief, right? And then I'm gonna continue working in the back loop only. So despite I worked in the back loop only, still I have these two loops here at the top of my stitch. So I'm gonna do exactly the same. Insert my hook in the middle and work one single crochet. Same with here, like this. What I will normally do is to work both of them. So I will normally insert my hook here and go through all of the two loops like this, right? But you can see here the difference, but this time I'm only working on the back loop of this stitch. I'm gonna do a few rows so you can see the final texture of working in the back loop only of a single crochet. So here I just worked a few rows of this back loop only in single crochet. And here you can see the different texture that it's formed by working in the back loop only in every row, right? So it looks like this on the side, and it has kind of the same texture in both sides. The only thing is that in one side it will have this relief, and in the other side it will have this other, but overall it looks pretty much the same. The reason why this stitch is often used to make the brims of the beanies or toques, it's because it has a lot of flexibility. Like I've been working the lines in an horizontal way like this, right? But the thing is that if you turn them in a vertical way, you can see how much it stretches, right? The texture actually helps to have a very nice spring for all the garments that requires like this flexibility. And this is the stitch that it's often used for making the brims of the toques or beanies. So yes, this is how a single crochet looks worked in the back loop only, but you can also work like any stitch in the back loop only. So you can work single crochet, half double crochet, or any other special stitch that you're working with. So this is how a single crochet would look like in the back loop only. So you can experiment by working other stitches in the back loop only. So that's pretty much for today. I hope that you find this video useful. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Alright, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope that you find this video useful for your future projects, and also that you feel inspired to learn more about this crochet world and how to make and work some other stitches and patterns, because I have some patterns coming up. So for example, this one, which I don't know how to name this pattern, but you might help me if you follow me on my Instagram. I will make some surveys over there to give name to my patterns. So thank you so much again, and I will see you next. Bye bye. You know, sky's the limit, so if you feel like so empowered and so brave to try another stitch work in the back loop only, please do it and let me know how everything went for you.